So Greta doesn't exactly know the norms of a public high school. Thankfully, nothing bad has happened to her yet because I can't imagine being a new kid who already has social issues and only knows enough people to count in their hand and then doing something embarrassing that no one will ever forget. Bro, and since she dropped all her food. Yeah, speak out here, bruv. Also, I've noticed that our friend group is mostly made up of girls. I mean, even more now with Riley and Greta. Hey, at least the ratio is good. That got me thinking of who else we could add to the group, or which guys in general I consider friends, and the list isn't that long to be honest. Bryce Anderson is the first to come to mind since he was the most popular guy back in middle school, but he got sent to a military school during freshman year after he apparently got into a fight with another dude, and apparently he got his father fired from his job. Oh, it's probably a reference to the incredible, I forgot what it's called, the amazing or incredible diary of Bryce Anderson, something like that. Yeah, make sure you guys check out that video as well. Also, if you're confused where Chirag has been for the past month, he's taken another trip to India to see their family. But he never told us when he'd come back, so I'm still sleeping with an eye open, because you never know what he plans to do for revenge. So that's supposed to be Chirag or something. I don't shower clothes, but I ain't about to draw myself naked, dude. Fairs. Going back to the dudes here, outside of Bryce, the only two I can think of are Ben Fielders and Albert Sandy. Ben used to be my childhood friend before moving away. He then tries tricking me into avoiding his girlfriend. Anyways, we just don't really talk ever, and Albert Stanley was basically my Twitter before I actually got a phone. Nice guy, but during freshman year, it became sort of clear he was a Redditor. Females. Okay, maybe not that exaggerated, but you get the idea. By the end of the day, in 7th period, I really had to go to the bathroom, so I asked Mrs. Mello, and she told me to just take my stuff and leave since it was like 3 minutes until the bell rang. I finished quickly, so I decided to just wander the halls for a bit, and that's when I ran into the creep. I was super confused, so I just turned around and tried walking back to the bathrooms, but that's when he just booked it and started chasing me. I ran into one of the classrooms I knew would be empty by now, photography class. Miss English was known to walk around the halls in between their classes, so I knew I'd be safe there for a while. And sure enough, I heard footsteps going up the staircase and down the wrong hallway. I was very confused on what that guy was doing here. I mean, he looked like he was in his early 20s, not a high school student. Greg? Yeah, apparently Angie was showing Greta around the classroom since she was interested in joining their club. Anyways, with Mr. Creep now gone, I left the classroom right before the bell rang and the halls began to get flooded. Greta asked me to help her find her bus, so I did. And that concluded my school day. Next is what happened about 40 minutes ago. As soon as I got home, Mom told me to get dressed since we were going to a fancy, expensive restaurant. Now, my parents aren't the type to do this. And it's not like they can't afford it, but they prefer taste over aesthetic whenever they go out to eat. Well, we go out to eat, my bad. Bro, look at that taco, bro. Taco Bell, she down at that. Oh, we know she's gonna get diarrhea afterwards. Apparently, Roderick and his girlfriend were going too since they had something to announce. So I knew I had to go to find out what. Oh, he's probably gonna propose. Normally, you'd think they're talking of marriage or something big like that. But last time Roderick told my parents they had something to tell them, it turned out to be that they bought a new washer and dryer at a good price. Oh, never mind. So I put on the cleanest jeans I could find, a pair of black non-muddy shoes, and I chose to keep my sweater. I also sprayed some cologne I almost never use, but I think I might have overdone it a bit too much. Once we got to the restaurant, Roderick and Maxie were, Anita Maxine, were already waiting for us. The restaurant was a type of fancy steakhouse. The idea is that the workers will walk around with meat on hooks and ask you if you want some for them to cut up into your plate. I used to dream of being rich and having stuff like this daily, but it quickly became a sensory overload nightmare. Selling tips, bologna, briskets, salami, steamed arms, chicken morsels, minced duck, kebab, doner kebab, nacho, ale, after we started eating, Roderick... Wait, what? Oh, after we started eating, Roderick started telling our parents that he'd been planning this since high school, and now that the band started making them more extra money, He felt it was the right time. Before mom or dad could say anything, Roger gave them a small envelope. Mom started crying and dad stared into space. That's when Roderick explained he wanted to repay them for the van they gave him in high school. So with interest, he figured $10,000 each was fair. Damn, Roderick's making bank. Maxie and I gave each other glances because for as much as this was a happy moment, it was awkward just sitting and watching. Mom tried giving Roderick some of the money back, but he wouldn't take it. While that was going, I decided to go serve myself in the salad bar. All the stuff they had there was just too fancy for me to even pretend to know what it was. But they did have some chicken soup, so I served myself. And then a girl on Heelys, or I said Heelys, oh, okay, the rolly shoes. And then a girl on Heelys rammed into me. Oh. She started apologizing at first, but then kept on blabbing on and on until it stopped being an apology and more her dumping her life story on me as burning soup began melting my manhood. But before all my 7 inches, don't know if Greg's capping about that one. But before all my 7 inches were burnt off for good, her father gave me a wet towel and helped me clean myself. Once mom and dad saw what happened, they rushed over to me, which started causing a scene. So I was basically in the middle of the worst possible scenario a high schooler could imagine. I ran to the bathroom and quickly took off my clothes, but I didn't have anything else to switch into, so I just sat on the toilet with my clothes hanged. No, that is disgusting. How are you sitting in a public toilet with no clothes, bruv? This guy's asked for diseases. Eventually, Roderick walked in to check on me. Turns out the girl and their parents left after apologizing 1,000 times. My parents got their food for free, and my dad was actually coming back with some clothes for me. Roderick then asked me something that really caught me off guard. He asked if I was still sulking about Holly. I'll be honest, I haven't been the most honest with the new journal. I'd be lying if I said I've moved on. I mean, they were my crush since I was little. But I lied and told Roderick that I'd already started forgetting. Then he asked me if I'd forgotten about Fregley. What did he do to my Roderick? Look, I get people mature and stuff, but this is not my Roderick. But this new guy isn't half bad either. I simply told him that I knew there wasn't anything to do now. No regret in the past, right? Eventually, Dad came back. He hadn't gone home, but to the mall nearby and got me a whole new fit, which wasn't half bad. Damn, Greg's looking like a chill guy, yeah. Got the Hollister, $35, Black Soon, $73, Converse, nice shoes, $80. And now I'm in bed, tired and going to sleep. So yeah, see ya. Monday, when I woke up this morning, there wasn't anybody in the house. I didn't really mind considering I'd woken up too early anyways. But instead of going back to sleep, I decided to take the time to get freshened up after last night's chaos. But when I got downstairs, all started to make sense because mom and dad left a bunch of notes around. Don't forget it's 3 cups of detergent for the washer and 2 sheets of softener for the dryer. Just use the regular mode. We left you some money. Order pizza if you don't want to go into town. Greg, don't have unprotected SCX. There's protection in my room, that probably says. Every time you don't eat your sandwich, a unicorn dies. What kind of... Love, Mom. I called Mom and it turns out they'd been avoiding going to a wedding they had been invited to months ago. But last night, Mom got called to suddenly be one of the bridesmaids. She apologized, but I think I'll be fine being home alone for a few days. What about Manny? Where's Manny, mate?